okusiiba kisookera ku kwetunulamu nga bwendi nze nabba obululu nga tewali nanumiriza. Nze saagaliza okubba ate mu Katoliki kisanyusanyu bukozaayo obululu bwamu nnyo obuziibu.
Ku famire y'omwami n'omukyala Sentamu naye obimanyi era obiraba. Abamu tewali mu maka gaabwe badduka si mu kweyagalira, of course mu mbeera eteekeddwawo tebiri tetukyasobola nagendayo kukyalako wa muganda waffe tusaba abantu balala lukusa ate ne gwosaba tomanyi gwosaba, so that side of life is not good.
Ye waali awatuufu mumanyiwo
kakati awo kisinziira kundeetera bizibu
ate ekizibu ebyaki gwe oli family member kikakatako okumanya muganda wo waali
era nenkoma kukumanya nenkoma kukumanya. Number one, tusaba Katonda at protecting effe nga family at large, ffe n'abaana baffe. Netusaba Katonda protectingire ddala ne muto waffe kuba yaliko epitome of it, tube nga ate tudda mu bulamu obw'okuba nga tulabagana wonna we twagalidde ate nga naye yagalira mu nsi ye.
Twalabyeko ka video akabadde kalinkinze ku social media, omwana omuto Namagembe omumanyi nga alina engeri gy'abadde ayambaddemu. Sinabiraba, so so I cannot comment on that kuba sinabiraba. Ndowooza mbadde ndi mabega. Ku social media ngo
yes, ndi mabega.
Ani ali mu baana abo? Maama waabwe gy'ali ewaka?
Abaana baluwa?
Abaana ba muganda wo, abaana ba mukulu Kyagulanyi.
Awantu gotasobola kugenda. Nandiki sigamba nti Bulaaya weetaaga visa utakirizibwa kugenda. Kati sijja kuba nkulimbye. Ntegeerako ko bitonotono ebiri intano ng'ebya family ebisobola ku disclosinga wano. Then n'ebirala ensi neyezuulira kubanga Kyagulanyi afuuka wa Uganda yenna. Nti yes ffe tuli baganda be naye ng'ate ne Uganda yonna emuvunaanyizibwako.
Kyagulanyi wamulekerera?
Ntya nali mu campaign eza Buganda zonna. Kwata Masaka, paka Lyantonde, kwata paati y'Egomba yonna, kwata Mukono, kwata Mityana, wonna nali naye. Era bw'obanga ogenze n'ogugulinga noteeka mu manya gaffe gonna ojja kwesanga. Kwata ne Kampala wonna. Era ne campaign ezaggala wera twali ffenna awe Kampala. Era ntiyagasitwa musharinga ffenna. Okupulaninga ffe nga family. Nze sisula Magere. Bali maka ga mwami Kyagulanyi Robert Sentamu. Mba mwagaliza abeere emirembe. Kabe kasingiwe nsobodde okuyitayo mulabe nga atedde makage. Kati for the planning ekyo kiri nsaba Mukama yonna gyali amukwasa obenga kya planninga asobola kikubuulira. Kane kya planninga amakage ngeri gyagaraninga amanyi bwakola ki bwagaraninga. Oyinza okuba ayagala wonyuba nga bwamutama n'omutama anything obanga yalalikira nawe okuba bangamba nti abantu abasirikale bajja ne bagawamba. Ayinza n'okuba nga atyawo nga bayinza okuba benna byebateekamu, so simanyi kya planninga.
Bagawamba gwe tewagendayoko okulaba kikiguddewo?
Bano obulabe bungi family bagendayo ne bakoma wali. So sifunanga opportunity oba kukkirizibwa bagatakinga over kubanga tebatukkiriza
I have witnessed that after proof of torture, political prisoners, persecution, killings, forced disappearances, massive protest, massive exile, I have seen with my eyes and heard with my ears the countries that stand up to defend the regime of Nicolás Maduro. I have seen Iran, China, Eritrea, Zimbabwe, Uganda, North Korea, going one after the other, just supporting the atrocities committed by the regime of Nicolás Maduro. And it's like an orchestra. When they come here and reports are presented, they support each other. We need to make the distinction between the people that make the reports, the NGOs, the professionals that go to the ground and risk their lives. Many of them work for the UN. But after they present those reports, unfortunately, nothing happens. Nothing happens. It's like an orchestra that is not heard. We have seen with shock and with joy, in the case of Venezuela, the capture of Nicolás Maduro, the head of a criminal organization that was torturing and subjecting our country of millions of people on January the 3rd. Venezuelans celebrated with joy. More than 80% of the Venezuelan people celebrated the capture of Nicolás Maduro. But very early, we started to hear some objections. Objections with words that become common in these halls. Objections saying that was done capturing a criminal responsible for thousands of people being killed, disappearances, thousands of people being sent to prison, massive exile, saying that his capture was a war crime. We also heard objections saying that what happened in Venezuela was a violation of sovereignty. A violation of sovereignty in a country that a year and a half ago celebrated the most sacred of all sovereignties, which is the sovereignty of the people. It's bewildering to hear people talk about sovereignty of a dictator and not defending the sovereignty of the people that voted, and we were able to prove that those were the results, and then they defend the stability of the dictator. We have heard claims about international law. People nervous about breaking the international law because of the capture of a dictator, of a criminal. The international law that did not support millions of Venezuelans while they were being victims of the crimes committed by Nicolás Maduro and his regime. So unfortunately, this international structure, these international laws, these international and multilateral buildings are not delivering to the people. They are certainly not delivering to the voices sitting here in this room today. And we have heard once and again from one country to the other that we are frustrated because it's only words, it's only paper, it's only tears, but no action. The world requires action. And we got action in Venezuela, and we celebrate that action. We celebrate the action led by the United States. And let me tell you something that might be shocking to many. More than 60% of the people in Latin America, not Venezuela, of Latin America, celebrate the capture of Nicolás Maduro. So something is happening. Something is happening. Maybe people are not listening. But the people that maybe 10 or 20 or 30 years ago had flags against the United States, today they were celebrating that Nicolás Maduro was captured. Iranians celebrated. I was in a call that day with my friend Bobi. He was in the middle of an election. He called me. He was in his rally. And he said, let's go live. We went live. And he was saying in his rally, the same way Maduro left, Museveni is going to live. But what was the fate of Bobi Wine? The same fate that we had in Venezuela. He won the election, and the election was stolen. And we can go over and over with many of the other cases. But let me go back to Venezuela. Many people ask us, how are things in Venezuela? Simple, much better than they were on January the 2nd. Much better than they were on January the 2nd. But not where we hope them to be. They are not where we hope them to be. Because for years, we have been fighting for an idea that for some it's theoretical. For us, it's vital. We have been fighting for freedom. And we understand what freedom is, not from theory, not from poetry, not from music. We learned what freedom is. I myself did when I was in a solitary confinement cell for 4 years and condemned to confinement for 7 years. And I understood that freedom is not one thing. Freedom is the sum of many things. Freedom is the possibility to do what I'm doing today that I cannot do in my country, to speak. Freedom is the possibility to move around. Freedom is the possibility to gather with whomever you want to gather. Freedom is the possibility to wear what you want to wear. In the case of Iran, Afghanistan, if women want to wear the hijab or not to wear it. Freedom is the possibility to believe in whoever you want to believe or not to believe if you don't want to believe. And we just heard that there are hundreds of thousands of prisoners because of their belief. And freedom cannot happen without democracy. And democracy cannot happen without elections. So what we hope for and what we are fighting for and what we will deliver to the people of Venezuela and what is the main responsibility of the Venezuelan leadership led by the legitimate elected president Edmundo González Urrutia and the legitimate leadership of María Corina Machado is to go to the people through a free and fair elections for the Venezuelan people to make that transition to democracy. That is our hope, that is our dream, that is our commitment, and that will be the good news that we will deliver to all of you. And we will know, and I'll end with this, that when Venezuela transitions to democracy, Cuba will transition to democracy, Nicaragua will transition to democracy, and the impact will be felt in Africa, in Asia, in Eastern Europe, and in the Middle East, because this fight, my dear friends, is a global fight for freedom. So long live freedom, long live the political activists, the human rights defenders, and the women and the men that believe and give their lives to freedom, human rights and democracy. Thank you very much.
Okugenda kwa mwami Nsibambi zikunumye kubanga twetoddeko Museveni alabika nga yatusinga numbers afuba buli lunaku okusika okutwala batwala ffe abalina abatono tugamba tutya nti n'abo abatono bwe batugendako tuba tubawonye sikirabanga kyamagezi omuntu takugambanga nti gundi bwagenda tumuwonye mumuwonye mbadde mukola ki naye emyaka gino gyonna nze nnumwa buli lwe tufiirwa abamu ku bannaffe ku balwanyi bannaffe ne bagenda naddala nga tetutegedde ensonga mpa nnyo General Mugisha muntu ekitiibwa kigambibwa nti bwe yali agenda okufuluma FDC yasooka kukubira Dr. Besigye namugamba njagala kukulaba n'agenda amugamba nti teweekanga bino tobiwulirira ku radio ngenze ensonga zange zezino naziri bwe nali nfuluma DP etiimu gye nagenda nayo nasooka kukubira Honorable Norbert Mao ne twogera at length ne mugamba we have disagreed in principle nze nfulumye ekibiina ne mugamba saagala okirabire ku mawulire n'okutuusa olwaleero njogera ne Honorable Norbert Mao on matters ezitugatta ng'eggwanga bwe mba musisinkanye nga Minister wa Justice nga somebody gwe mmanyi gwe nkoze naye gwe bankuba naye tiyagasi mu mmotoka yange naki ekyo tekimpagiza byawagira tekinjagaza byayagala naye tusigala twogera olunaku lumu lugenda okukya nga byayagala byenjagala ebimu ng'ebyo bitugatta.
We have seen that crossover, that announcement made by the Honorable Yusuf Nsibambi. He decided to start his fasting season, the Ramadan season, by crossing over to the NRM. That's his right. And what we have been saying is that it's good that he is now forthright about his intentions, because the past few days he's been pretentious about the situation. And some of us came out and said, look, Robo Sibambi, we know you did not make it in an election. It's probably you have some debts to take care of. It's probably you need a job here and there, Minister of State, RDC, whatever the case might be. Come clean about your intentions. Others have done so. There's many people that have crossed over in the past years, and they didn't begin to pretend by saying, look, I'm holding discussions on behalf of the opposition over this issue, over the other issue. Yet really he was having meetings to secure his crossover and for him to get a placement, a job of sorts. That's entirely his right. And we are glad that the truth about all of what he has been engaged in has come to the fore. We wish him well. He's not the first to cross over. As we have said severally, some would ask, does this not weaken the forces of change or the opposition for that matter? No, for two reasons. Number one, several people have crossed over before, but they don't cross over with the people that they lead, and they cross over on their own. But most importantly, the issues of concern do not go away. Just because one individual has crossed and joined Mr. Museveni, poverty remains, poor service delivery remains, corruption remains, etc., bad governance, and so on. And these are the issues that the people of Uganda are concerned about. Opposition to Mr. Museveni and his regime is not just us, the leaders. It is the people of Uganda who want a better country, who want value for their tax money, who want their money not to be stolen, who want leaders that will be accountable to them, that will respect them, and so on. So even if, all opposition leaders, as they are known, cross over, the people remain with their challenges, and so the issues will be voiced out again and again. But what's imperative is that now the pretense has gone away. We wish him well where he has gone, to protect his gains. I heard him say, yes, he was chairman Kampala District Land Board, and from that he attained 140 titles within Kampala, Central Kampala, clearly saying he got those titles courtesy of his job. So he has what to protect. I guess that's why he has joined the team that he has joined. We wish him well on his endeavors.